welcome to NAACP Perspectives, where we showcase and highlight successes and achievements in the Johnstown African American community. I'm your host, Ron Fisher, and with me today, I'd like to welcome to the show Superintendent of Greater Johnstown School District, Dr. Gerald Sahorchek, Principal, Greater Johnstown High School, Mike Vukovich, and Greater Johnstown High School Senior, Angie Stoller. Thank you all for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine. You know, just what I was going to say, I haven't saw Mike for a while. Just got to hang out with you the other day. You know, I don't know if you know that there's a mug back there with your name on it. You've been on the show so many times. So in case you can get it back for you. But, no, it's always a pleasure to have representatives from Greater Johnstown on the show. And it was great to hang out with you the other day and to see Greater Johnstown represented at our annual Freedom Fund banquet. It was a good time, actually.
Likewise. Thank you for having us. It meant a lot for us to be there, and it was a great event.
Yeah, it really was. I had a great time. And I mean, I was the MC, so, you know, we were in for a treat anyway. But all jokes aside, you know, it's always great to have Greater Johnstown on the show because there's a lot of great things coming out of Johnstown and going in the Johnstown School District. And Dr. Sahorchek, I don't think you've ever been on the show, so it's a plus to have you on as well.
Thanks very much.
Definitely.
Nice to be here.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine again. So please talk to me about what's some of the good stuff going on right now in Johnstown because, you know, growing up, I always felt like there was a chip on my shoulder going to Johnstown. I always wanted to, surrounding school districts, surrounding areas, I always wanted to downplay what Johnstown was doing. And you know what? I think it's one of Johnstown's best kept secrets, Johnstown School District, you know. So I got with the president, Alan Cashaw, of our chapter here, and he gave me some points, some talking points, and there was about 3 chapters of talking points. This show there's some good stuff going on in the school district. So please don't be scared to tell us everything going good with the school district.
Well, let me say, first of all, I think that our school district is long-standing, and it's been the flagship of the whole region for a long, long time. Mm-hmm. And I think people who would have a misperception, and you've indicated it felt like a chip, the people who would make you feel that way haven't been in our schools or spent the time that they need to spend. We've been ending most of our discussions with, come see us. Take the time, you'll be pleasantly surprised, and we believe that. Our programs start really at infancy, where the community has gathered with us in partnership, and we help families understand social competency building for young infants, literacy building, health building, comes up to a preschool, goes from preschool to a really dynamic early childhood education program, kindergarten through 3rd grade, partnership with university like Johns Hopkins University in language arts. And goes on into a middle school that's very dynamic and improving greatly. And our high school, I think there's no doubt about it. We have one of the best performing high schools, a really wonderful culture there. Students like Angie, our principal Mike, and Amy Arcario make just a wonderful team there. Kids are really engaged, they're bonded, but the outcomes are what really would surprise people. So from cradle to college readiness and everything in between, we have a very dynamic school district. And what I like mostly about it is it's just the core of the community, and it's supported so much by everyone in the community, by government and people who lead businesses. The business community is wonderful. The nonprofit agencies like the United Way and their participation with our school district, and so many others. Higher ed, it goes on. It's a really dynamic institution, and I think, again, becomes the heartbeat of a wonderful place to be.
That's good. You know, it's getting back to it takes a village almost. You know, it's not just about one organization. It's about the entire community getting together and moving forward. You know, my son is 7. He's in 1st grade. And I know when it was time for him to go to school, his mother and I went back and forth. You know, do we go private? Do we go public? He's in, I call it Meadowvale still, I'm sorry. He's in Eastside Elementary right now, so I won that battle, you know. But, I just felt like as a product of the school district, how can I not let my son be the same product, you know? So, and he enjoys it and loves it to death.
And what grade?
First grade. Yeah.
He's getting a really dynamic, scientifically proven reading program, I promise you.
Oh, he enjoys
taking advantage of it too, I'll bet you.
And I get him off the school bus and we do his homework each and every day. So I'm learning all over again too. So it's great. It's great. So going over some of these items that I have here, I see that you have a lot going on. Even in the near future, I see that there's something going on here at the end of October with the Key Club. Is it, Mike, if you could elaborate on it, some kind of ghost trail for Halloween maybe?
Yeah, absolutely, Ron. Our Key Club, I would say, is one of the best in the Commonwealth. They're active, they're out there, and they want to make a better place for kids in our area to have fun in a safe and secure manner. Angie's the president of our Key Club, and her and I met, and she had a couple ideas about what can we do that's really fun and educational for kids for Halloween. So her and her leadership team developed a ghost trail. What they're going to do is they're going to take hay rides from Coal Tubin the whole way down to the Ferndale Bridge, and then they're going to get off there and they're going to walk the trail. Students from all the surrounding elementary schools are going to walk the trail and have a fun night of careful fight.
Are there people jumping out on this trail or anything?
We're going to have a little bit, but it'll be appropriate for the audience. And at the end, they're going to be delighted. They're going to have a nice treat. We're going to have a bonfire, and they're going to be given apple cider and hot chocolate and books. One thing our board and superintendent's made very clear to us: let's help educate our youth by giving them access to great books. So under the leadership of Angie and her team, they have a free book for every kid in attendance on Saturday. So we're excited. So there's an educational value to that, and we're quite pleased and proud of that. Additionally, on the 24th, our Interact Club is going to lead a charge at the Halloween Parade, passing out books there as well. That's something we just really believe in, increasing their vocabulary and comprehension skills and awareness. And one way to do this is by providing access to this material, and Angie's a big part of that.
Let's speak about Angie here, the quiet one. So you've had a lot of success in Johnstown School District. Talk to us about some of your recent successes, and I heard you had a big achievement here recently.
Yes, just recently, Mr. V showed me that I actually scored in the top 3% of all African Americans on the PSAT.
That's huge.
And we took those back in 10th grade, and I knew that I had a high score because we compared them all amongst ourselves, and I had one of the highest scores, but I never thought that it would have been.
And we're not talking just this region, right? We're talking the whole country.
The whole country.
Of nearly 200,000 participants, she scored in top 3%.
I don't think the audience heard you just. Top 3% coming out of Johnstown School District. That's. If I could get up right now and give you a standing ovation, I would. It's definitely deserved. It really is, And that, not just for yourself, but for the people that follow behind you, because it shows that it can be done, and it shows that it can be done in the school district, which is great, So what else are you involved in the school district or in school?
The biggest thing I'm involved in is the Key Club.
Okay.
As he said, I'm the president this year. And I've had so much fun doing all the different activities in previous years, but when I came in this year, and with my other officers, we talked and we were like, we want to do things that have never been done. And whenever we came up with the idea for the Haunted Trail, we talked to Mr. Reed, and we were going to originally want to do it at the high school, but we just came to the conclusion that outside would be better. So my main goal for this year is to start new things that are fun for the kids to do around here, because everyone always complains there's nothing to do. So we want just simple things here and there that are fun for the kids to do around here.
That's cool. So what kind of classes or courses are you taking in school right now?
Right now, for my senior year, I'm taking AP Calculus, AP American Government, AP Psychology, and AP English Literature and Composition, Economics, and then I have my independent studies to work on Key Club. And those include the Key Club, I have a creative writing independent study, and a journalism too, which I do all the radio stations and write articles for the school and everything.
That's good. Your resume sounds longer than mine right now. Well, that's good. So what are you thinking about doing after school then?
I want to either study at University of South Florida or American University, and I want to study mass communications and go into journalism.
I knew you were going to say I had that feeling for some reason. You got kind of comfortable in that chair for a second, so I figured. Well, that's good. And as I was saying before the show, I did see you before, and it was actually at the TED Talks that was held at the school last year. Mm-hmm. So this year around, is there another TED Talks that you're involved in with the school district, or how does it play out this year? We're
really fortunate, Ron. Right now, TED is offering a TED Club throughout the nation, throughout the globe, and only offering 100 spots. Johnstown High School, under the leadership of Dr. Zahorchak, was selected as one of 100 TED Clubs throughout the globe, not just the nation, but throughout the world. So we're quite excited and pleased about that. So it gives our kids a real platform to have a real voice and develop their opinion and to inspire and motivate others. So we're quite excited about that. That's separate than the TEDx event. We are going to have another TEDx event, and right now we're in the early planning stages of what that theme's going to be and what it's going to look like, and how can we help really motivate and shape the area and surrounding community. So we're quite excited about that. I think I did want to add about Angie and her creative writing. Angie's one of 2 students that also gets a monthly insert in Our Town magazine. So last month she wrote about the investment and information revolving around dual enrollment. And this month I think she's talking about the need to participate in civic duties and community service. So it's quite unique that she has that platform again to have a voice as well.
Here I go showing you my article, and you have articles all day. But the TED Talk, 1 out of 100 globally, that's huge, you know.
Yeah, we're really pleased with it. I mean, it's a commitment to the leadership, not only from our central admin and board directors, but also from our teachers and students. They're really committed to developing their voice, having a platform, and to address real issues that are important to kids. And that's something we're always going to stand behind, because we think they have that, we have a responsibility to give them a platform and a voice, and we're not going to run away from that. We're going to encourage that and develop it and grow it in a great manner.
That's good. And you can catch, or you can actually go online and see speeches from last year's event on the, what's the website for?
I would Google Greater Johnstown,
Okay.
and then TEDx,
Okay.
TEDx, and Johnstown speeches will come up, our talks will come up. TED Talks, for the people who are listening, wondering what's a TED Talk. This is a entertainment at a high level of conversation where people spend 15 or 20 minutes at a topic, usually well informed about that topic, and their idea is to share what they know about it and maybe challenge people to do something about their particular issue. So last year, 50% of our talks were students.
Yeah.
25% of the talks were community members like Mike Artem, the president of the Business College right across the street, Cambria Rao. And 25% were actual TED Talks that were on TED's website.
Okay.
So you go to that TED website, and if you look at the youth community, right now ranking about 4th is one of our students from last year, Claire Stem, and she has well over 100,000 hits on her talk. So these things have a tendency when people start, one person sees them to another person, they go what young people call viral, and all of a sudden a million people have seen it. Just 2 days ago, I think Claire emailed her principal, Mike, and said, you won't believe this, but a big group of young girls led by young women in Colorado had a Claire STEM Day based on Claire's. So it's really something that I think gives an opportunity, as Mike said, to have the voice and
That's
do
great.
What Angie and probably a dozen of her classmates did last year. We had freshmen open it up, and we had sophomores, Angie, juniors, and seniors last year. It was really
it was. I was there. It was a great time.
And to me, I'm saying I wish we could figure out ways to say that's what it's all about. You'll be pleasantly surprised. I already told you that. Come to Johnstown and see these kind of things.
Yeah, for sure. Right now I'm pursuing my master's degree in entertainment business, and of course we have to come up with our own blog. So I have my blog. I won't push it here, but catch me later after the show and I'll push it. But one of the talks I had to, or one of the posts I had to do was talk about TED Talks. So the whole blog is about Johnstown High, and the one that you showed me the first time about the first followers is important as the leader, that one always stood out to me. That was a great one. So you guys got a shout out in my blog. I'll think about it later on. But that's pretty impressive. That's why I say that Johnstown School District is one of the best kept secrets in Johnstown. It really is. Not that you're trying to hide it, but a lot of people just aren't aware of what's going on.
Yeah, you think about it this year. I'm so proud of these guys. This year, there's 200 students taking college credit while in high school. Many students like Angie that are attempting AP classes and, of course, succeeding. There's 14 vocationally approved programs approved by the state. Programs like welding or electric or auto body or engineering, those types of programs that could end up with a credential. So everybody's lifted in Johnstown and pursuing getting to the lift. If you're in the draft right behind that, you're coming. So we always say for young people, not there yet, or you're there and we're pushing you higher. And so we believe that all boats rise, and we know the region pays attention to what Johnstown's up to because of the dynamic leadership at the high school.
You're right, and you got the right people in the right seats. When I first met Mike, and this always stands out to me, it was actually at an NAACP meeting. You came and you were talking about the school and the dual enrollment program and everything. And I had to pull you aside because I was kind of interested, intrigued by it. And since then, I think we've got a great rapport between the two of us. He took me on a tour. He fed me too, which is always a plus. But I was just... Okay, I think I can leave work for this. But so I go over there and he takes me on a tour, and I graduated in 2000, so it's just a little different, So I'm lost in the school, but just going through and seeing some of the classes and seeing some of the stuff that was done. I mean, if I'm correct, there was, I think, nursing in one room, and then I went by and there was auto mechanics in another, and then in one class they were building robots on the computer, and out in the back there was a house being built. And I'm thinking to myself, how can people not be aware of some of the great stuff that's happening in this school? That's why I always bring you guys on, because I'm real proud of what you all are doing.
Yeah, thanks very much.
The pleasure again is all mine. So let's talk about the dual enrollment courses and the program that you have there. So you are seeing more and more students getting enrolled into the program?
We are. We started with 40 students a few years back.
Yeah, 2010.
Set some metrics and benchmarks that we wanted to hit. Mike, this is your...
Ron, this is something we're really proud of. When Dr. Zahorchak came back, he made it very clear, let's make sure our kids are college and career ready, and let's measure that. And how we're going to do that is by looking and investing in them smart, not only academically, but financially. And dual enrollment was that platform that we really tied our anchor to, and we said, look, we're going to provide kids not only quality education, but at affordable rate. Right now, I know you know this, we talk about all the time, credit card debt has now, student loan debt has now surpassed credit card debt. So it's a real problem. Our kids can't afford to make bad choices financially or academically, so the superintendent and board of directors were very clear. They said, make smart choices, promote this program, and give kids a step up. We're going to raise everyone up, and that's something we committed to. So in 2010, we had 40 kids enrolled in a college level course. Fast forward to this academic school year, we have about 207 kids who are enrolled in a college credit course. And what's amazing about that, if you really dig deep, you'll see not only did we double our number of kids in the associate degree program, but we have a lot of kids. I think we have about 110 kids taking anywhere between 10 to 12 credits. That's an enormous credit load and workload for these kids, but it's a testament of their ability and their commitment to providing themselves with better options and better futures based solely in education. So we're really excited about that. The program's been a great success, and we couldn't have done it without not only our leadership at the district, but Penn Highlands Partnership. They've been great partners with us. So we were very fortunate for that partnership, and we value it.
We see it as part of a linchpin to economic revival in Greater Johnstown. Think about this. We're going to have, in 2 years, the graduating class will have about 16 kids with their associate degree, 60 credits that IUP or Millersville or Edinburgh or Slippery Rock, the state system schools, by law will take those 60 credits. We have another group behind them that's 31, 30 students. And we see that by design, so not by happenstance, that we are expecting to grow that number. So they'll be starting college literally as juniors. When Claire Stem emailed back the other day, she said to us, I'm the person of the week, or they're having a Claire Stem Day here in Colorado. But she also said, I'm a sophomore. But she should be a first semester freshman. Yeah. So she's already got 1 year under her belt because of the work she's done in high school.
It's a win-win, isn't it?
We're really excited because we're competing. We have the largest enrollment and dual enrollment classes in the 4 counties. So we're very proud of that. So it's not just a Johnstown thing. We're competing with schools of similar size and stature. When you look at Altoona, Blair County, Somerset County, Allegheny County, we have the largest amount of kids enrolled in a college credit course, and we're quite proud of that.
And when we hit that, various regions of the state may once in a while get one student who will graduate with an associate degree done. In a couple of years, we're going to have 16 followed by 32. Then we're going to have, in another path, kids like Angie that said, I want the AP route, which is as rigorous as you can get. She takes the assessments at the end, scores, gets college credit for that at any of the colleges just about. And I think this is a great example. When you talk about a student like Andrew, you're sitting next to us, I'll tell you, I just about crawl out of my skin with enthusiasm, excitement, and pride for a young person who has obviously put her nose to the grindstone. And I'm sure your story is one that said, I set goals, and obviously you reach them.
So what do you have going on now? You already kind of saturated me with everything that you got going on. But what are you looking forward to before the end of the school year? Do you have any plans, any goals that you're looking to aim for?
I think one of the most important things I'm looking forward to is working with the TEDx event again this year. Because even though those who spoke last year, we can't speak again this year, we get to be mentors to the newer students that will speak. And it was new last year, and I think everyone was kind of hesitant to actually be part of it. But it was honestly one of the best experiences I've had all of high school and even the years before that. So I think getting the younger students to be a part of that and see what it's like to actually have your voice heard, I think I'm really excited to be a part of that again.
That's good. And Mike, if I could be of any help, please pull me in, buddy. Pull me in. It was a good time. It really was.
We would love to have you. We'd love to have you as a speaker.
To be one of the community TED Talks, please. And it supersedes any written invitation that we did here.
That's right.
Yeah, I guess it's proof, huh? That's good. It's good to see that there's a lot of good stuff going on. You know, you never hear this, but I'm thinking about going back to high school, you know? But I mean, I think it's fantastic that you can actually, on graduation day, walk and get your high school diploma and associate's degree in another hand. That's big.
And you talked, Mike was just saying how much of a savings that is. So the value add, thank goodness for our community college's ability to do the articulations with us. The value add for parents and students to not come out with that big backpack of loans that totally crushes so many Americans today to come out with more loans than you could possibly do in a career trying to pay them back. This gives a jump start because of the credits you gain in high school.
It is. It's definitely a jump start. So we have, I could do this for about another 45 minutes, but unfortunately we only have a few minutes left here in the show. So we have about 10 minutes left though, so no reason to hurry. But is there anything that you wanted to speak about, anything that you all wanted to highlight before we left today?
May I ask Andrew a question? I'm interested in your,
This is your show,
10-year plan. You told me feel free.
No, please go ahead.
But I'm looking at you and just thinking, I wonder what 10 years looks like down the road. Where do you see yourself then?
Well, after I graduate, hopefully this year I'll be graduating with 24 college credits. So, and from the AP exams that I've taken, I'm exempt from almost all of my English courses in college and most of my math courses and most of my social studies. So whenever I start college first year, I'll hopefully be concentrating just on my major, which is mass communications. And then after that, I would like to study abroad for a year. And I plan on going and at least getting my master's degree in mass communications. And then I would like to travel for a year and do freelance journalism and just write whatever I feel like writing. And probably go into a career within public relations or editing, something along those lines.
Proud of you. I'm very proud of you.
That's refreshing to hear that. The most important thing is you have a plan. You know, a lot of youngsters sometimes they just don't plan, or they just kind of go, like I do with the show, go with the flow, you know, but it's good that you have a plan. The plan sounds like you'll probably be really successful at it too.
I've been planning for a long time, and it's funny because when I was in like 6th and 7th grade, I'd be talking to my mom, and I'm like, I want to go to this school, and I want to study this. But now that I'm a senior and I'm actually graduating, it's like, do I really want to do that? Maybe I want to do this. So it's getting scary, but I'm really excited to graduate and move on.
That's good. That's really good. And you were saying about going to Florida, Southern Florida?
Yes, University of South Florida in Tampa.
They have a good program down there as far as communications and media down there?
Yeah, they have. I wanted to go to Florida. I knew that because I just don't like cold weather. I like the warmth and the beach. And whenever I looked into schools down there, they have one of the top communications programs. They have I think it's 3 radio stations on campus. They have a TV channel. You can write for the Tampa Bay newspaper. So they have a lot going on down there.
Okay. Yeah, I do hear of it from time to time because I'm actually I'm pursuing my master's degree at Full Sail University, which is actually in Winter Park, which is right around the corner from down there. So I definitely heard a few good things about Southern Florida. So that's good. That is good. So again, guys, we have a few minutes left. I see he wants to say something.
I was just looking at we know each other so well. So you can take this either way. But I'm again happy to be here with you and
thank you.
joining your efforts. and look forward to doing this again.
Yeah, definitely.
So I can
Definitely
find
will.
myself back. I'm proud of every part of our organization. We have great leaderships. We have an executive team that just is should be the envy of so many others, I think, because people like Mike Vukovic and Amy Arcurio, Mike Dady, and the list goes through the middle school and elementary school leaders and those people who are administrators in our central office. They're the ones that make things happen for real. And then, of course, our teachers, I think, are just second to none. I brag about our students all the time. If you're in kindergarten, I can take you to our best kindergarten places that are fun. Or if you are in high school with the top 3% on your SAT or your PSAT exams that set you up for meritorious awards. I'm just proud the whole way around, and I'm proud to be a part of the Johnstown community. I think we all are. We owe a lot to this particular community for doing so much for us, and I look forward to just its continuous improvement. We have a great community, and I think out-of-towners, we should say the same thing we say to people about our high school. Come see us, you'll be surprised.
That you will. That you will. That you will. So coming up here, we can see Johnstown High in the Halloween parade, 24th. And then you have I don't know if I'm going to go now because there's people hopping up. Ghost Trail down at, now where do you start that at?
We're going to start at the high school. They're going to take a hayride past Cool Tubing to Ferndale Bridge, get off there, and they'll walk the trail back to Cool Tubing.
Now can I bring marshmallows and chocolate for s'mores?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now I changed my mind. But honestly, again, it's great to have representation from the school district here on the show. I'm glad you joined us today. So this is the first of many, so we'll get you a mug back there too right now. Angie, be sure to keep in touch with us because definitely good to see an inspirational story like yourself. So again, please keep me in mind. I'll keep you all in mind. Definitely. And it's about partnerships. It really is. Not one organization can be successful without the help of another.
And Ron, I'd like to offer anyone who wants to come down from your organization, please come down. We can use all the support, help, volunteers as possible. Get involved. See the great things that you saw at Johnstown High School and in the district. It takes a community. We want people involved, so please consider that an open invite.
I'm on board. For the rest.
We brought a lot of guests to Johnstown High School. People that recently we entertained people from the Pittsburgh business community, about 15 members, all at the C levels in various businesses that they either own or are leading. They toured our high school, and when they were finished with that, they were just overwhelmed by it. And I got note after note saying it's just incredibly smart in terms of the way that these leaders and the students have set up things.
That's perfect.
It's a student-centered culture there, and it's a success-centered culture. To Mike's point, we're always inviting everyone.
Come on down.
Please come. You'll be pleasant.
That's a tagline, huh? Well, that's great. You've been watching a great show today, our NAACP Perspective show with guests from our Johnstown School District, Dr. Gerald Sohorchek, Principal Mike Vukovic, and 12th grade senior Angie Staller. Now, be sure to contact us for any information, even if you want to get some more information on what Johnstown School District has going on. You can reach us at P.O. Box 1064, Johnstown, PA 15907, or by telephone 814-535-6937. Email naacpjohnstown@gmail.com, and you can also find us on Facebook. I'm your host, Ron Fisher, telling you to be sure to tune in for our future broadcast of our NAACP Perspective show. That's Thursdays, 7 p.m., Atlantic Broadband, Local Channel 9. Again, that's 7 p.m., Thursdays, Atlantic Broadband, Local Channel 9. I want to thank you all again for joining me. It was definitely a pleasure. Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you all. That's Thursdays, 7 p.m., Atlantic Broadband, Local Channel 9.